Okay guys, in this last tutorial, last part, I will show you how I rendered this tree. And yeah, maybe I will export it to Unity, but we will see. So after you've done every part, congratulations. And yeah, let's move to the next last part. So first thing, you can either delete or just hide unused parts. Now I think if you won't tweak leaves anymore, you can select all of them and just Ctrl J to connect them, so now they are one part. So you have the leaves and the bark. Let's change it to leaves. And also we can select the leaves first, then we select the bark, and you click Ctrl P and you set the parent to object but keep the transform. So basically the leaves will be now parented to the bark, so if we move the bark, the leaves will also move, but they are not connected, so that's cool. Okay, so let's move to the layout panel, and as you can see we have the tree, and we want to add some ground that our tree will stay on. Or actually guys, I did some testing and I made a mistake, so I will cut out the part that I did and we will do it again now. Okay, so add a plane, scale it up, and now you can make it bigger, even bigger now, and we will leave it as it is right now, and we will change it later. You can add the color, the material to it, name it ground, and you can directly change the color here. So let's change it to brownish, so it will match the color of the ground. Sorry guys. Okay, so this is in look dev mode, and the rendering will be done in Eevee, which is this one. And as you can see, it's very dark right now, so we can add few lights to make it more visible. So let's first add sunlight. So click Shift A, go to light and click sun. So sunlight works like this, that it affects everything that is in the scene. So no matter how far the object is, the sun will still have light on it. So this is very useful if you want to just see your mesh, but mostly but we will not use it in the final rendering. We just want to see the shapes now, so you can move it up so you see it, and basically if now you move it anywhere, this won't affect the model that much. The only way to affect the model is just by rotating the light. So as you can see, if I rotate it, we can get something like, I don't know, night and day, sun. So I just want to have the sun so I can see everything, so I'll move it, I will rotate it more to the left so you can see the shadow on the ground, and you can see the mesh very clearly. And now, as I told in the previous part, you can see the shininess that are on the leaves. So the leaves are reflecting the light. And if you don't want that, just go to material section, and you can turn down the specular. So I have it on 0, but you can change it later. And also, if there's rough here, I change it to 1. So 1 means that this will not bounce off the light, that it's hitting the model. And the same I do with the bark. So if you select the bark, just turn down the specular. So now it's quite flat, but don't worry. And roughness to 1. And you can play with these values to get some interesting shapes, interesting material. But yeah, but that is the not part of our tutorial. So okay, we can move to lightning. So okay, mostly when you are doing a render, the most popular way to light a model is 3-point lightning. I don't know if you heard about it, but it's basically you have 3 sources of light that will affect your model. And here's the picture of that. So basically you have 2 light sources that are in front of the model, and 1 is at the back. As I will cover this light, you will see what effect it does to our model. So the most important light is key light, and for me backlight. Those 2 are most important, because key light is basically the main source of the light, and backlight and fill like they are just filling the dark areas of the model. Backlight is just adding the rim, so you can see the silhouette of the model, and fill light just fill the dark areas. Okay, so after I show you that, we can actually do the same setup in the Blender. So if you go to top view, we can add some lights. So I want my light to be here, so we can start from the backlight. So you have to go to freeze cursor. I don't know what is the shortcut, but I don't have a shortcut. So you have to click it and just pick the points that you want your light to be in. So I want it to be here, and now you can click Shift A, and we want to add an area light. And this will basically add this kind of light. I will move it up so you can see it. So this is basically a rectangular square shape that will cast a light. So we can make it bigger, so this will cast more shadows. And yeah, I will rotate it so it will hit the back of our model. So I move to right view and I rotate it around here. I move it more up. Now let's move to the top view, and I rotate it till the line hits the model. So now it should hit the model, and I don't know if there's any impact. So we can select our sun. If you change to select brush again, and let's just delete it. Okay, so as you can see, yeah, it does give a light on the back of our model. So this is nice. And now we can just duplicate it. So if you select it and you go to front view, you can Shift D it and move it here and rotate it to hit the front. And we can duplicate it again and make it hit from the right. Okay, so as I told you, now we have three source of the light, and as I told you, this one is the most important. so we can make it even bigger and change the energy to bigger number, for example 20. So this will be the main source of the light, so it will cast most light. And the left one, you can keep the same as the back one, I think, but we'll see. So now after you adjust the energy of each one, you can actually change the color of them. So the default is some gray, white. The default color is white, but I want the nice contrast on my tree. So there's a lot of ways to light your scenes and add some mood. For example, you can use only one color to light your tree. So like now you have only white color, or you can use two or more, but the most used is, I think, two colors, that you have two main colors, and it is called complementary. And basically it means that if you have one color, for example orange, the complementary color of the orange is blue, so it's almost the opposite, on the opposite side of the wheel, as you can see. Yeah, and they just look very nice together. That's why people use it. So I want this here too. So I want my main color to be orange, and the other lights to be some kind of bluish, because this is complementary color of the orange. So here I choose some warm orange-ish, and I think we can bump up the energy more. So 30, no, maybe 40, so you can see it better. And to this too, you can add a blue color. To this one you can add blue color too. And let's see. Yeah, I think you can't really see the effect now, but I think you have to add more energy, or you can make it more closer to the mesh and bigger. Yeah, basically you just have to play with the values and see which one fits your needs. Okay, so I think I will crank up my light to 50, the backlight. And this one I will crank up to 100 maybe. Okay, maybe. Okay, I think it's not that bad. And this light, I'll move it more to the left. And add maybe more blue to it. So here I'll crank up to 30. So you have this nice contrast of the blue and orange. So here you have the orange side and here you have the blue. It's very subtle, but it's visible. Okay, so now as you can see we have some weird shadowing on our mesh, and I think that is the reason of that is this panel called shadows. So if you delete the shadows on some light, basically this will not cast the shadow. Yeah, so on this one, if you turn it off, you can see that it is fixed now. And as you can see now, the tree looks a lot better. And I know that it's very simple, but I think we are done for the lighting. This looks, or okay, this maybe looks awful, but that it's because of the shadow. And you have to move it up a bit, maybe move it up a bit and just rotate it so the light will hit the mesh. So now, yeah, you get rid of it. Okay, so this is the basic setup for our light. As you can see, it's very nice ambient color, and now we can actually add some post-processing stuff. So I think I will do it in the next part. And yeah, for now, thank you guys.